This is a story from the Imperial Palace series. Each story is a complete world unto itself, taking place in the same rich fantasy universe, but with different characters each time. If you like stories like this, please subscribe so you don't miss any new releases. You can also find all the stories in book form on an online store. The palace thrives on routine, order, ceremony, silence, but every now and then someone arrives who doesn't fit. And when they do, the stillness breaks like a ripple through glass. Malmo was restocking dried roots when the whisper reached her. There is a stranger at the gate. From the south. Ordinary news at first. But then came the second whisper. They asked for the apothecary girl. By name. No one outside the palace should have known her name, and yet someone had come anyway. She found him waiting in the side courtyard, flanked by two officials. He was older, sun-worn, dressed like a traveling merchant, but his eyes were sharp. And in his hand, he held a folded cloth embroidered with a single character, orchid. Mamao's breath caught. That symbol belonged to the courtesan house where she was born. You are Li Hua's daughter, aren't you? He asked, voice quiet. That depends on who's asking. He smiled faintly. Someone who once owed her a debt and never got the chance to repay it. When she was 10, Malmo had been sent to identify the poisonous nightshade that grew wild on the outskirts of town. She'd found it growing by a small stream hidden in the reeds. As she bent to examine it, a party of soldiers had arrived, searching for anyone who might have crossed the river in the night. They'd found her there and taken her back to the palace. Lord Commander Li Hua, head of the Imperial Guard, had questioned her, his face grim. It turned out the soldiers had mistaken her for a refugee from the south. During the war, Li Hua had defied orders to capture deserters, hiding many of them in her own quarters, shielding them from harm. When the emperor learned of her actions, he commended her, praising her compassion. The people of the southern territories called her the White Orchid. And after the war ended, when peace returned, she'd slipped away, leaving nothing behind but her name in the hope that those she saved would remember. Now, more than 20 years later, apparently someone did. He explained, long ago, Li Hua had helped protect a small group of women and children during a border crisis, risking punishment to ensure their escape. He was one of them then a boy, now a messenger of gratitude. He traveled north as soon as he heard she was working in the palace pharmacy, bringing word that she was alive and well and tending to the sick. For over 20 years, he'd carried the letter, knowing that someday he might find her, knowing that if he did, she would help him deliver messages across the empire. I bring you greetings from everyone you saved, he said, handing her the letter. Everyone you saved? Her fingers tightened around the letter. Why? He shrugged. Maybe because we wanted to let you know how our lives turned out. To tell you about the good you did, the ripple effect, how it spread from you, how it changed everything. When she was young, Lily had often dreamed of the outside world, wondering what lay beyond the tall palace walls. But as she grew older, the walls had seemed less like stone and more like silk, separating her from the rest of the world, protecting her, keeping her safe. Duty had been her only constant, her purpose, her life. She was the chief apothecary now, respected, esteemed, indispensable. Her days were full. But now, looking at the smiling faces of the merchants, vendors, travelers, and guards that filled her dreams, she felt a stirring inside her chest, like the first bloom of spring. In the garden. She had a purpose now, too, something worth doing. She met his gaze. Then let's go change the world together. That night, alone in her room, she finally unfolded the delicate paper. Li Hua's handwriting was elegant, soft, and unmistakably hers. Inside, just a few lines. If you ever find this, know that I wished for your world to be wider than mine. Not trapped in walls of duty, but filled with choice. I may forget faces, but my heart remembers, you. Namo sat in silence for a long time. Then, gently, she tucked the letter beside the hair ornament. No tears, no sadness, just warmth. A door once closed quietly opened. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like and a comment to let me know what you thought. If you want to hear more stories like this, please subscribe. New stories come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Until then, take care and stay safe.